I have had a few people over the years talk about rebates. I even had a guy rebate jump on and talked about like, hey, this is term of service compliant, until it wasn't, until Amazon came out and kind of like pushed against and said like, hey, these rebates, rebate key,
rebate key, yes,
they pushed them out as like, we think this is manipulative. And so that actually forced a lot of people to like switch strategies, because there were thousands of sellers that were employing these strategies where they would basically have incentivized purchases, not incentivized reviews, just incentivized purchases. And right now, like, that it's impossible to get rid of all of it, but that did stop the way that sometimes people talk about it. I just wanted to give that background, because we're going to talk about, Alina told me about a very interesting innovation here that kind of changes the experience. There will be some similarities. And so, if you guys think this is, not for you, that's okay. I do think that it's worth talking about, but it also leads into a few other services that you built. The second half, we're going to talk about two new things that you have built off of this service. So that's the background. So tell me a little bit about, search, find, buy, and how you have evolved around what Amazon talks about.
Yes. You either love it or you hate it, right? The search, find, buy. That's how people are about it. In my opinion, it has been there. It was okay, but it has always been in the gray area. I remember even it was maybe 2019 when people were asking new sellers launching their first product, is this okay? Is this TOS compliant? And I always would respond, this is according to your tolerance to risk. I personally believe that you cannot succeed on Amazon, fully succeed, without taking some risks. Some of them may be higher than your initial plan. But yes, I see it in the gray area. The way we do it right now, it has 4 major differences that we tried to correct, to reinvent, to find workarounds for them since TOS changed in 2021 November. So everybody knows that back in the days, it was search, find, buy, simple as that. Sometimes it wasn't even that, it was just a link. People would use a link, click on it, purchase, everything was done in 3 seconds. Major issue for the Amazon algorithm, if you ask me. So what did we do? First of all, in one of the interpretations, TOS has hundreds of interpretations. In one of them, in ours, it means that you wouldn't be allowed to give your buyer, either be it ManyChat or Search, Find, Buy or whatever, friends and family, a specific keyword that he or she should search for, right? So our first modification is this. We either give them a list of keywords to choose from by their own will, by their own buyer behavior. We do not know what keyword they will choose, or no keyword at all for newer products.
Here's a product that we want to do some market research on.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
And so then the buyers find the product however they want to. And I understand that you ask them some questions, some market research questions.
Yes. That's step number 2. So this was step number 1. Yes, they search for a keyword of their own will and then find it, right? After they find it, it comes a survey or market research, or however you want to call it, which is custom. I mean, can be customized per seller and per product. You, as a seller and a client of ours, can give us a specific line of questions for each product that you come with. Or we can set up some, let's say, more general questions that we ask about your listing, photos, some competitors that you want to see people's opinions about, stuff like that. So that would be step number 2. Step number 3, it is the purchase. So they actually end up purchasing it. Now, here comes also the third difference, let's say, workaround. I like to use this workaround that we found. We are not paying them as a rebate because it wasn't a rebate. You will see why it wasn't a rebate immediately. It was a market research, and we are paying them for that market research because after the purchase and after the initial market research they did on your listing, it comes another line of feedback from them about the actual product. And these questions can be packaging, size, weight, flavor, color, ideas for new products, whatever you can think about for your product. And that's number 4.
So the difference and the change that I'm just going to summarize what I think is this is just like a full on, like, market research. You're going to say you want, 30 people to give 30 different opinions on the purchase experience and the unboxing experience, and a competitive landscape of your product. I think, this definitely improves on the letter of the law of, like, what's actually happening. I think some people will interpret this as like,
yes,
very similar to the previous thing. And so it can very relate back to, people's opinions. If anyone's interested, how can they get a hold of you?
The easiest way is by email, and that's the place where I respond faster. It's my name, Alina, ALINA, @azrank.com.